Okay, I have a ton of stuff to do today, but I couldn't help wanting to do my video with the storm happening in the background. It's I am a Cali girl, and I moved to Texas, and I cannot stop laughing at how absolutely hilarious it is anytime it's even a little bit cold here. Everybody runs for the hills, like in California where it never rains. So when it rains, everybody runs for the hills and they're like, oh, panic, it's raining, it's wet on the ground. Here it's when it's cold, everyone's just like, I can't function. Last cold front, they literally canceled school and it was just cold outside. We have horrific weather here sometimes where it's like, I'm scared to drive because it's storming so hard and so fast. I've literally damaged cars just on a normal day where school didn't get canceled for the weather, but when it was cold, everything got canceled. So it's not quite that extreme with the rain in California. School almost never gets canceled unless you live up in the mountains, if it's like a potential snow day or hazard, if it's like hazardous to go outside. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So it's just, you know, people are used to different things, and that's why I highly encourage you to explore the world as much as you possibly can. You only live once. Unless you believe in multi-level lives, then fine, whatever, but at least you only get to live this life once. So get out and explore the world. Even if you're just not really a big traveler, go to the next town over, go find a new cool restaurant. But the more you explore, the more you know. Like I love saying, the more you know, the more you know. Context matters, nuance matters. So getting to try your favorite tea in a different region is awesome because they might make it a little differently. Maybe they make it a way that you like more. Maybe that you might like it less. I don't know. You don't know until you try it. Okay, so I am working on a shop bag, and it is, I've been getting better at this. I worked this up pretty quickly, and it's supposed to be 22 inches long because I'm making the smaller shop bags, and it's about 19, 20 inches in there. So it's got a little bit more to go. So this was one whole skein of the Lily Sugars and Cream in Garden Party. Like, where is that? So I love this color. It's very pretty, and I really want to do these with accents, with different colors for the outside, but I don't know, I couldn't quite find an accent color that I really liked for this, so I just scrapped it and I decided to, and you know what, in retrospect, I just realized I think I actually have this color out in the shed that would have worked well with this, and it's not too late. This is the top, I could always add it for the sides and the strap, and I have done that before. Let me think about that. I might do that. We'll see. I like the contrast. I think it just kind of elevates it and makes it look a little nicer. However, there's nothing wrong with just doing one color, you know, it's a multicolor, so I mean, that works. But anyway, this is something interesting. I have been doing a ton of these bags, and I have yet to get one that has a factory knot in it, and I've gotten it multiple times with my Bernat blankets, and those I tend to get like big bundles, so I'm not super surprised that I'm gonna get those every once in a while. However, this is such a small skein. It's only how much is in here? It's 3 ounces, it's 85 grams, 143 yards. Like, can we not have a knot right in the middle of it? This is the second one that I have that has a knot right in the middle of it. And that's kind of a bummer. Part of the reason that I was excited to use these, and I've used a bunch of them without having this, and it's 2 in the same color. Something's up with this color. I used this because it didn't have a bunch of factory knots in it, because in this, there's not really anywhere to tuck that away. there's nowhere to really put the knot. And the factory knots are tend to be like short and really frayed. So let's see if you can see that. Okay, it's like, it's really ugly. And then if I have it on the bag, then you have this like ugly knot right in the middle of the bag. So what I actually ended up doing was I cut the knot and I re-tied it so it was longer, so I at least had some extra to work with to try to figure out if I can weave it in or tuck it in, or maybe even like burn, like singe it a little bit so that it doesn't fray. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, and I'm super bummed that this also has it. So hopefully, I think, well, it looks like it's pretty close to this outside edge. So maybe instead of going from the middle like I normally do, I'm just now thinking about this. Maybe what I'll do is I will come out from the outside edge so I can get to this quicker, because it's a second skein that I'm using for this. So I'm going to be done with this portion pretty quickly, and then I'll be working on the edges, and that uses a lot. Doing these edges, that's going to use a lot. So that might actually, when it's on these edges, it's not so bad because there's way more areas for me to weave these little things into, where you don't see it and it keeps it tight, and even if you're washing it and using it, it doesn't come out. But here in the middle, that sucks. Like there's just no way to tuck this in where it's not gonna come back out. So I don't know, we'll see if that works. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate I just took out the middle part. But yeah, I think I need to do the outside, and I've got a long spindle thing that I can put this on. I think I'm gonna do it that way. All right, so I am very excited on this obviously super windy day to say that my tags just came in. I had a very productive day as far as my business goes. I think I had a fairly productive day in general, but very specifically as far as my business goes, I had I'm trying to do a vendor event near me where I have been trying for a year to get in, and I'm not getting in, I'm not getting a chance, and I don't think it's personal, but I think there's a lot going on, and there is a lot of different people involved, and for whatever reason I just keep getting forgotten. And then I reach out and I'm like, hey, keep saying that you're gonna call me, but then you didn't. And then they're like, oh, we're already booked, but like for sure we're gonna let you know next time. So it's been one of those things. So I talked to somebody who's a little higher up, and I was like, I'm trying not to get offended by this. Like, I know there's a lot going on, but you say this is for local vendors. I'm a local vendor. I have been vending for many, many years, so I have my own setup, and you can't get more local than me. It's literally a block away from my house. So what do I need to do? Like, why isn't this working? And she was super receptive, and she said absolutely should not be an issue, because there are other people who've gotten in who asked the week before, and it's very much, it seems to be kind of just a hit or miss, like, I don't know, whatever. So anyway, she's gonna look into it and make an effort to help me get in there, because there really is no reason that I shouldn't be able to. So that being said, the reason I'm bringing that up more so is that I am very self-conscious about my art and my work. And this is a beanie I made that I made for my kids, and they don't wear it a lot, so I stole it back for me to wear. But it's also it's not usually very cold where we're at, and they're not hat kids, so they'll wear it if they wear beanies or hats if they absolutely have to, and they do like the beanies that I've made them, but I don't make a point to make a ton anyway, because when I make things, it means a lot to me, and I feel like I'm putting a little piece of myself out there, and I have pretty intense rejection sensitivity because I'm all super neurodivergent. So it's hard for me to go to the head of something and be like, hey, trying to show my craft, and I feel like I'm getting rejected over and over again, and that's really hurting my feelings, and I'd really like to not have my feelings hurt. So like, either just tell me no forever, and I'd like to know why, or fix the application process so that it can be fair. So, but it's when it comes to my craft, and I know this is very common of artists, when it comes to, I'm sorry, I'm just now realizing that this is very crooked, and I am so sorry, but I'm gonna try to fix it. Is that a little better? Okay, close enough. All right, so any artist, a lot of artists, almost every artist I've talked to is very subconscious about their art and the way it's perceived and whether it's accepted or not, and the value that other people place on it. And inevitably you're gonna get people that are jerks about it or don't have, treat it poorly and all of that. So like, artistry is a really tough job, career to go into, and there's a lot of artists that I've worked in marketing, and I did volunteer services for a lot of different artists and young entrepreneurs during COVID. I did it as a free service just to help them with their marketing and their brand development and all of that. And what it often boils down to is these amazing artists just would blow your mind, like should be making millions off of their art, whatever type of art that is, not just like painting art, but like all different kinds of art. I've seen some just genuine masterminds of artistry, and they choose not to make a career out of it because they just can't take somebody basically, like someone basically walking up to you and just being like, you're ugly and you have an ugly personality. Like, you're ugly on the outside and the inside. And that happens. And not everybody's gonna like what you do and how you do it, and everybody's got an opinion. However, when you're good at what you do and you can really truly believe that yourself, that does translate. And I have seen that as well. So it's really important to let the art speak for itself and to promote that and allow people to love it or hate it. You're gonna get haters no matter what you do. If you live in the world, there's gonna be some haters, and you can choose to feed the trolls, or you can just let them live under their bridge and just try to let it go. So the older I get, the more confident I feel not feeding the trolls. However, I do still have significant rejection sensitivity, just normally, let alone when I'm actually putting something out there that I care about. So that all being said, I've started this business years ago, and I've gone to festivals, I've sold multiple different variations of my crafts. I love crafting. I do it for my mental health. And what happens is I end up producing items that I don't need to keep around. So I have gifted a lot of that stuff, and I don't gift unprompted. Normally, if somebody likes something that I have, I will give it to them. Or like the kids asked for a beanie, so I had them pick out the color that they wanted, and I had them like go to the store with me and like feel the textures and decide what they wanted. So, it's just one of those things where I gift when they want it, for the most part, or if they have a very specific request. So anyway, I'm not unfamiliar with running this business and doing the taxes and how that works, all that works, and the overhead, and I have a bit background in retail marketing and all of that, so I understand how that all works. So this time around, I am relaunching. I switched my website from WordPress to Shopify. I've had the pleasure of working with Shopify with one of my marketing clients for a couple of years, and I got to know, I did basically a full admin sweep to figure out what was working, what wasn't working for their marketing strategy, and what was happening with their traffic. And it's the whole background data component to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and all that. So anyway, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I originally built out all my websites through Shopify because I like doing everything myself, and I wanted to, that's my boots. I wanted to kind of figure it out on my own. And it was a very interesting experience. It was very difficult. I got super far before I hit a wall. And where I hit the wall was with the payment systems. I kept getting a lot of spam, and I didn't know how to block it. I did everything that the website said to do. I even hired somebody, which was really frustrating because it was very expensive to check the website, and they just said like, yeah, everything's set up correctly, and it would just continue to be a problem. So I ended up walking away from that, even after like a year's worth of work of just teaching myself from scratch how to completely build out a website manually. And it was just super frustrating. So I ended up walking away from it. It meant to be temporary. COVID happened, we moved, there was a lot of stuff going on, and at some point I changed my debit card in that process. Something happened, I lost my debit card when we moved, so I had to get a new one, and whatever. I just didn't hook everything up correctly, and my website auto payment didn't go through, and I didn't catch it for way too long, and it ended up deleting everything. All of my websites, I had multiple, deleted everything. So I believe that I could potentially I very likely have a copy, because I did do that somewhere, but then that's that whole, like, how do you find the copy? And then like, it is a whole thing. So I had a good experience with Shopify. So I started from scratch, everything. I still have my logo and all of that. And luckily I had laid the foundation. All of my socials are still active. And I started like waking them back up. And I started a YouTube. So my YouTube got wiped, and that was super frustrating because I didn't realize it was connected to that email that also got wiped. A lot of things happened because I had been paying on it, and I thought I had been, it was auto debiting, and it was not. So I lost everything, all my emails, all my Google Docs, because I had it all through Google as well. So the websites were through Bluehost, the email was through Bluehost, but Google, so it was all connected. And yeah, I lost it all. So it took me a long time, because I am very vulnerable about having my own business and my own business based off of my craft. It causes me a lot of anxiety to work on these things because I have a lot of self-doubt. And so it took me much longer than it probably should have to build out my website, but I am still working on it. And now I'm in the position where I'm not going to spend as much time trying to create everything from scratch. So I just found a template I liked. It was a free template. I put that on there. I'm like, good enough for now. I used their payment system. Good enough for now. I'm not worried about the color scheme as much. I spent a little bit of time playing with that because I do have some colors that I like to go with, but I didn't spend a lot of time on that. So now I'm really focused on, what I've been focused on is just creating inventory, just as much inventory as possible, because these pieces take a long time to make. Each individual one takes a while to make. And I'm hyper fixated on making shop bags because I don't have to think about it. I can do it during family time, and I can just get as many as possible. And they're fun to do. And then once I can get a decent inventory of those, I'm going to go back to, I have a bunch of stuffies I need to finish. And there's a couple new ones that I really want to get going. And there's a couple presents for my family that I need to get finished. So I've got a lot to get done. And hopefully I'll get this market in the next couple weeks. And if I do, I have a ton of inventory ready to go. And so then my next goal is to like, I need to take pictures and do the listings, and that just, I hate that part. I hate it with every fiber of my being. And I would love to be able to just make one thing and post that and then make it to order. But I have tried that before, and I have crippling ADHD and demand avoidance. So I'm just full of all of the fun things. So it's not fun for me to fulfill an order, like to make it on demand. It actually causes me a lot of anxiety. So I am very, very picky about what special orders I will take. So I will very intentionally, like I'll pick something that I'm kind of hyper fixated on at the moment, and I will put it out there to my audience of sorts, my friends and family and stuff, and let them know like, hey, I'm taking special orders for this specific thing, and you can pick different colors or whatever. So I'll do it that way, and it's only things that I'm interested in, and I'll stop doing it if I'm not interested. That is fine, but I can't do everything else demand, like order on demand. So I am just making what I want to make, whatever brings me joy, and listing that. So it causes more work for me, but once I create templates, it'll be easier. So I am starting with turtles. I have a lot of different turtle stuff. I just got a new pattern I'm really excited about. And I do turtle rescue here. So it's very popular in my area. So I'm trying to hyperfixate on that. So I've got the shop bags, the turtles. I'm really excited to get my hat loom back out because I just got some oil for it. I heard that's supposed to help a lot. I ordered the part for the drill, so that'll go faster. And here's the part that I'm most excited about. I made the next step in my business revolution, and I ordered myself some tags for my purses and my hats and maybe my stuffies. I have not decided yet. But this cute little thank you card. This is from Birch and Cider, and I just absolutely, I have been daydreaming about this for a long time because this is a huge step for me, like ordering branded items. And I hem and hawed over it for way too long. And so I am so very excited. Part of what I was having a hard time with is I was like, oh, you know, I don't want to really invest a ton of money into this because I wasn't making any money at the time. And then I got a part-time job and I made a little money from that. So I used that to invest in my business, to invest in myself. And that was hard and nerve-wracking, and it took me weeks of hemming and hawing over it. And because I was struggling with deciding what color, I wasn't quite sure how my brand was going to work, I just went ahead and ordered 4 different colors. So that's exciting. These are so cool. I just got them today, so I'm just now opening these. And I got 4 different colors of the tags, and I also got 4 different colors of these metal pieces that go on there. So I think that's bronze and silver and red. Oh, why do these feel like smaller for some reason? They are technically the same size, I think. And these are black, question mark? Yeah, these are black. So they really are different colors, I promise. I know it doesn't really seem black in there, but it's like, it's kind of like a dark silver. So anyway, so these are the 4 different little brackety things. And yeah. And then here's the colors, and I'm really excited. So I hem and hawed over this for way too long. I decided to focus mostly on the felt ones. So here is the felt green. Here is the felt pink. I don't remember the actual name, and there's nothing in here that says what's what here. It has a different color name. And then this is the gray. And this is the one that I settled on. Me and my husband both agreed on would be my primary color. We just felt like that was gonna work the best, and it shows up really well. And then, but I am obsessed with green. It's my favorite color. So I had to get the green, and I more recently started becoming more obsessed with like the rose pink. I'm just, it's my jam. So I had to get both of those. And then I wanted to try the regular leatherette, not real leather, faux leather. I wanted to try, it's thicker. I wanted to try this leatherette, and I love purple. So I do think, I saw that there's like a black with gold, and there's a couple different colors. And I think I might try, so this is just, I think this is just etched. I don't think this is colored. But yeah, I might try one with coloring next time, but I like it. I like them. I'm very happy. The company, I mean, apparently this is their busiest time of the year. I don't know why. This is usually everybody else in the world's slowest time of the year. But I guess that makes sense post-holiday. Everybody's all out and they need new ones. So the turnaround did take a while longer than I originally anticipated, but they were very good about communicating the turnaround time and the potential longer length of time. And I was very impressed with their professionalism, and yeah, they were great. No complaints. I will totally order from them over and over and over. Now, part of the thing that I was struggling with is I couldn't quite figure out how to do these labels, because you can do them where like one's this way and one's flipped, or you can just do one, or you can do it across the middle. Like there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do it. And I was gonna do it a different way. And one of these people I follow did it like this, where it's both going the same direction. And I think I figured out why. So she does hats like I do. And if I do it like this, then that works. And I think if you decide to flip it, yeah, if you decide to flip it down, then it also still works. So I couldn't wrap my brain around it when I was first trying to figure it out. And, but yes, that's how that works. So you can flip it either way. Now the other thing is I am working on a shop bag. Hold on, I have a huge bag of Dollar Tree items. Okay, here is a shop bag that I'm working on, not quite finished yet, but that was one of those things that I wanted to be able to put this on. So it would line up like that. And then if anyone were to bend down the tag, not that you would do that with the purse, but if they were just curious to see what was on the other side, it would still be correct. So that was cool. So I like it. And I don't know if I'll put it on any of my stuffies. There's not really a good way to do that. I think I would have to order these with the ones that I can sew on for the stuffies, but I would really like to start branding things. As of right now, if you Google Hexel, I am the only thing that comes up for the most part. So all my socials, my website, all that stuff will pop up, which is fantastic. And that's why I worked in marketing and I know how that works. So the first thing I did is got all the socials and I started posting so that I show up in the Google search. So yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait to make something and put these on there. And I also have a bunch of inventory that's done that I can add them to probably right now. So excited.